Now, here in Nigeria, the country is facing a growing humanitarian and poverty crisis. Over half the population lives in poverty, with rural areas worst hit. Rising food prices, for instance, reflects deepening hardship in the country. In the Northeast, conflict and aid cuts have strained humanitarian support. Health clinics are underfunded and over 2.6 million people are displaced due to violence. The UN's 2024 aid appeal was only half funded. Government efforts like social investment programs face challenges amid economic reforms. Without urgent action, the crisis may worsen, affecting millions more. We're now joined by the president of ACCG Foundation, Oluwatosin Ilesanmi, for more insights about Nigeria's humanitarian and poverty crisis. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, ma'am. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Let's start with a general assessment of Nigeria's humanitarian and poverty level currently. How concerned should we be? How big is this issue?
This is so far been a very big issue, and this is why we've decided to come home with all of the exposure we've got. And more primarily because we have more data now about the communities and the undeserved communities that have been going through this. And we're here to at least help the situation as a foundation.
Well, looking at the displacement and conflict that we've seen in recent times, how do you think it has shaped the narrative of the current poverty crisis?
You know, being a human rights major in the US as well, it's been a very concerning issue. And just being a person and listening to people around you, you can tell that this is a very problematic situation that needs like immediate concern that needs to be attended to. And again, ACCG Foundation, which is African Child Care and Growth Foundation, is here as well to, gain international support to see how we can help salvage this situation. But so far, it's been a very problematic situation. And being able to do research as well to see how deep this has gone and how deeply rooted this has been in the society has been a very big problem.
Indeed. Can you talk to us about...
It's a very big concern and it needs to be tackled now.
All right. Can you talk to us about some of the challenges you faced during your work in tackling this big challenge?
So one of the biggest problems we faced was in some of the communities, just going back there, it's a very emotional situation. And you seeing people that cannot even afford to eat 3 times in a day or having to eat like little scraps, that's a very big emotional problem. And just remembering I and my team going out there, we would literally find ourselves being very emotional. So again, this has led to us tackling this problem right now, and we're creating more awareness to the world on how much help we need here.
So talking about climate change impacts, especially floods and drought situations impacting crop yields and water resources. If you look at areas like the north where farmers are not able to go to the farm because of insecurity, that's aside the climate change issue, can you assess government's response over time?
I'm so impressed. We recently met with the Minister of Human Rights situation in Nigeria and poverty alleviation. And the government's reception towards this has been very amazing. And we sat with him and he broke down all of the work they've done so far, all of the data they've been able to come up with, and the geotags and all of the problems they've been able to put together in the document, and being able to have substantial data and knowing how to help the farmers and tell them when to farm and when not. I think it's progress. It's taking us to somewhere better. But so far, the government has been very receptive, and being able to see all of that is very impressive as well.
What about the community people? What has been their response? Have they been approachable? Have they been
amazing.
Open?
Yes. They've been amazing. You can see the joy on their faces when you go out there, just trying to help them, telling them, you can actually do this in a season, and you can get products to plant, and just giving them food. You can see the gratitude on their faces. And this is why we're here, to at least make sure that these underserved communities are getting more help. But gratitude is one thing I've noticed with them. They're always very thankful, and they're always very, very receptive to us to also help us whatever we need as well.
And indeed, I'm sure you've seen a lot of gaps that you still need to cover, especially when you look at the poverty rate in Nigeria, according to what the World Bank and also the IMF has stated. But what are the key areas of need when it comes to addressing poverty crisis in Nigeria? Are we looking at nutrition? Are we looking at health services? Are we looking at hygiene? What exactly are the key areas?
I would say for me, health is a very big area that we need to talk about. There's a lot of communities out there that does not have proper help. And I just wanted to use this medium to say thank you, a very big thank you to one of our big partners in the US, Baylor Hospital. And they literally would help us with packed foods, nutrition packed food to help some of the kids that are undernourished, and also with medical equipment as well. That way, if these little communities do have medical equipment to help them, they can get some help that they do need. So health for me is a very big part of it, and nutrition as well. And I think that empowering more farmers also will go a very long way. You know, like I said, telling them when to farm and giving them more produce to plant will at least provide more food for them. So health is a very big factor. Nutrition is a very big factor as well.
Of course, we know that health and nutrition go hand in hand. They are greatly intertwined. But you know, when we talk nutrition, we're not just talking about food, we're talking the quality of food. Are you also looking into that area of the quality, not just the quantity, but the quality, the diet, balancing the diet?
Yes. And you're very right. And again, sometimes this is where education comes in a little bit, where you know the right things to eat and how to put it together. But again, these are local farmers, and we're not very privy to this information sometimes. But as Lito was telling them, you know, beans is good, vegetables are good, as little as okra, the little, vegetables we have, just mixing them up together would also help them at least have a little bit of a balanced diet. And again, some of the packs we bring from the US that has nutrition packs in them, like protein packs, temporarily does not solve all of the problems, but at least in the meantime can help them get their nutrition back together while they also farm.
And looking at some of these worrying trends, for instance, this year an estimated 33 million people are projected to experience food insecurity, and that's in 6 northeastern and northwestern states alone. That's according to the IPC. How would you interpret that prospect?
Again, the data so far that we've had has been a very big progress, and we were amazed because I know that one of the major problems of Nigeria in the past has always been data, and being able to actually have data that are substantial right now, to know this is what we need, this is the communities that need help, will help us move forward, in how to better help them.
And what are your expectations? I know you've been putting so much work into this. What are your projections for the next 5 years? What are your expectations along the line?
Suggestion is we do need more NGOs to come in. I'm a child of the soil, and I understand the challenges, and I'm able to at least put my own little impact. So right now, ACCG Foundation is raising an international effort to actually make sure that we get more support, and working in partnership with like the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Poverty Alleviation and Human Rights will go a long way with these partnerships and sitting down strategically to think and talk about how we can help. In the next 5 years, I think we should have made a good headway.
And we wish you good luck in all of your activities and expectations in dealing with poverty in Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time, Oluwatosin Ilesanmi, ACCG President.
Thank you for having us today.
Foundation.